Hello there, it is Rochelle Zealy here, sending through some Zealy good vibes on this Monday evening from Melbourne, Australia. Tonight I am going to talk about some modern day social media strategies that are really helping me move forward within my business in the network marketing space, but also looking to build a bit of a following, I guess, for other avenues and areas that I'm looking to pursue down the track, and they may not be for a couple of years, but I guess I'll share the reason with you in a little while as well. So I do have a question for you. How would you feel if you could automatically attract people who just want to join your team if you have a network marketing business in particular? It would feel pretty amazing, wouldn't it? I have been on my network marketing journey for just over 2 years and would absolutely love to have been able to get this sort of set up and started right from the word go. So if you're not listening live, please do add a comment into the chat feed and we'll be able to continue the conversation offline. But yeah, or perhaps you've found a way to be able to just get people to come to you. And I guess if you have, I imagine that you've already found the world of attraction marketing and you're starting to utilize those practices and principles. So congratulations if you have. But do you ever feel like you're just working towards your goals and you're getting nowhere fast? I really felt like I was in a bit of a rut probably 6 months ago, and knew that this was the path that I wanted to continue on, but I just felt like I was putting in the work. I wasn't sort of stopping and starting and not doing anything, but I was certainly not receiving the reward for the effort that I'd been doing. And I think we all know in the network marketing industry that it can be really, really challenging, and it is that short-term pain for long-term gain, and if you put in the work you will actually start to see the results. And I was seeing results, but they were up and down, and it certainly, I didn't develop and grow as much as I actually wanted to, and that I really felt that I needed to as well. So that is when I started to do something a little bit different and started to research a little bit about creating my own personal brand. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about tonight. So have you ever come across anyone that just seems to become an overnight success? They may have just started within the business. All they seem to do is make a couple of phone calls, they'll send a text message or two, and then a heap of people join their team just like that. It can be really, I guess, unnerving and a bit off-putting for you if you've been putting in the work and you just don't seem to feel like you're getting ahead as much as you would like to. Do you know what the difference is between them and perhaps yourself? It is they have an influence within their market. So whether it be their warm market, whether it have been that they've built their own personal brand online, they are a leader. And they also already have influence, and it's possible that they have been doing personal development for a number of years, and you may have only just started when you started with this whole world of network marketing, which is the way that I was. So yeah, I guess people follow winners. And that basically is the basis of branding. So a brand is a combination of your following and your reputation. So have a bit of a think about what your reputation is at the moment. Think about what your brand is too, sort of what you're doing and sharing on social media, because that's what we're talking about, different strategies that can work on social media. And what I've actually got for you tonight are 3 different tips for getting started with building your own personal brand. But I would also like to just make the comment too that whatever you're doing needs to be strategically positioned. It needs to be valuable, so it has to provide value to the people that are watching, listening, reading. It needs to be informative, and it also needs to be well thought out. So you need to have a bit of a process and a strategy there to get yourself started and set up. And the key point is to be consistent. So my 3 tips for getting started. Number 1 is to review your current brand online. So how do you come across online? Do a quick Google search of your name, your email address, even your phone number, and see what comes up. I would recommend to build your brand just to focus on one key social media channel. Sorry. To begin with. So I utilize Facebook. I do also use Instagram and occasionally LinkedIn too, but my key focus is Facebook. But I've also made sure that I'm consistent across each too. So whichever social media channels you have an account for, make sure you review those and just make them consistent too. So just remember that anything that's on the internet is searchable. So just do a bit of an audit of yourself, what's currently out there, even if it's from 10 years ago. It might be an image that you don't want people to see. Take it down, delete it. So number 2 is to start producing content and then sharing your message. So create an avatar and target that person in everything that you do. So if you're doing a Facebook Live, talk directly to them. Really sort of try to touch them and just really hit the things that they're wanting. What's their problem? What problem can you solve for them? Provide value in that content as well. So it may mean that to begin with, while you're getting comfortable with it, you might share content that you've found from other people. That's completely fine, providing that you actually acknowledge them and don't share it as your own content. And so something that I actually like to do is to post an inspirational quote each day, and I will just write a comment or 2 about what it actually means to me at this point in my life, in my journey, whatever else. So would love to know if you are currently posting content, what you tend to do, what your daily method of operation is. If you actually do like put out your own Facebook Lives and how frequently you do them too. Then the 3rd is to make sure you're adding value, and I touched on this a little bit just before, but don't give up. So if you find that you sort of are really consistent and you do it for a month or so and you're not getting that traction, don't give up. Just make sure you're there adding value to your community, but also going into the other different groups that you're coming across or that you're part of. Share some valuable content and information, and you'll start to then develop a following and develop that community too, providing you're adding value and you're finding the right people out there as well. So I actually had a call with my mentor over the weekend, and I just sort of said to her, look, I wish that I was further ahead than I currently am, don't we all? And she just really brought me back to reality, and she just said to me, have you ever built a $100,000 business before? And the answer is no. I've never ever owned and built my own $100,000 business in a completely different area that I had little to no expertise in when I first started 2 years ago. I've certainly run businesses that are worth much more than $100,000, but they were well-established businesses, and I had plenty of expertise in the areas that I was knowledgeable. I was incredibly good at the jobs that I was doing, the managerial positions that I had. So sometimes I think we just try to, what's the saying as it goes, we try to run before we could walk. And yeah, this is something that I'm learning along my journey, and I will continue to share the little nuggets of inspiration that I've received, so hopefully they actually become some inspiration for you as well. So I would love to know where you're at in your journey. If we haven't met before, please write it in the comments or send me a message. And look, if you haven't liked my page yet, which is Zealy Good Vibes, please go ahead and like it. Go to following and see first, and then you'll actually receive a notification when I do go live and when other posts come up and whatever else. So at the end of the day, everyone needs to start somewhere. This is your inspiration if you need it. Get started. The only way to fail is to not do anything at all. So we can certainly learn from our failures, but there is an incredible opportunity and there's a way to grow. So that is all for tonight, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.